Welcome back, guys. We are going to be finally going over Monarch Legacy of Monsters, the spin-off slash prequel slash sequel, I guess, to the Godzilla vs. Kong franchise of Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of Monsters, Kong Skull Island, Kong vs. Godzilla, and then the upcoming movie. Now, the entirety of this show, I've already talked about a little bit beforehand. This takes place first off in the events of Kong Skull Island, then it goes into further of Godzilla 2014, and then a little bit of other timelines. So the entirety of the show, if you guys did not see my first impressions, definitely check this out. But I'm definitely going to go into not only about my thoughts about the show, also on the characters, the progression, and just everything. Now, I will say this: if you guys wanted to see this show really for, the monsters, the kaijus, you're going to be seeing that a little bit, but you're not going to be seeing that as much as you want. I'm going to go ahead and say this now. You see Godzilla 4 times during this. You see Kong once. You see other kaiju, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see about 5 other kaiju, I want to say, in here. I could be wrong. The entirety of the story is you have, of course, what really drew me here this show was because obviously, I like this world of Godzilla and Kong, and again, seeing Kurt Russell in here really put a smile on my face because I'm a big Kurt Russell fan, and then his son playing the younger version of him, which takes place in 1955. They both play as Lee Shaw, who is a lieutenant colonel in the military, and then he meets 2 different individuals that take a big place in his life. One being Kimiko, who is the mother to one of the other leads that between Kate and her brother Kinato are trying to find their father Hiroshi, because you just can never find this man in this damn show. The entirety of the show is literally Kate, and she goes to Japan to try to find her father because he's been missing, presumed dead. She goes to Japan, finds out she has a half brother, and her father was married to someone else in Japan. They both have an issue with each other, and right when it seems like they are about ready to go their separate ways, there is an alert for a possible kaiju warning, and Kate, going in her background of she's a school teacher, she lost kids during that evacuation. She also had a girlfriend, and it seemed like she was cheating on her as well. And then it just seemed like she was trying to handle things with her mom. And then same thing with Kirito as well, with him having a relationship with the character May, who she was a hacker, and she went to some company that later becomes Apex, and then she changes it to being on the run. And it's just a lot of things in here, man. And we have what happens with Lee Shaw between Riot Russell's interpretation of the character. Same thing with Kurt Russell's interpretation of the character, where he meets, of course, William Randa and Kaneko, where they're both scientists. They kind of start Monarch together, of trying to prove that these monsters exist, trying to get funding from the government, and then having to deal with all these different things from during this time period with the race issue, with the government between Japan to Russia to many others. Now, just to get to the subject of here, especially on how this ended, where we get to see the in-between where the monsters are and then where the human race is, and where Kimiko finally does. In the beginning, she gets lost in this world, and you see the growing relationship between her and Shaw, and even, of course, William as well. Which, again, it seemed that Lee really changed due to Kimiko, which made a lot of sense. And then Kimiko going towards William, because, again, William was one of those guys where he was always there. He was always there. He was really annoying. and Lee was kind of just doing his job, didn't expect to fall for someone, and then also just he was a kind of an asshole, and then he changed because of meeting someone, and then he kind of gave up his own happiness for the greater good in his own opinion, and find out Kimiko had a son, and then when she was gone, it really messed him up, and then finding out later on that in Kong Skull Island, William Randall was actually Bill Randall, played by John Goodman in that movie. So it was kind of interesting to see that. And then I'm just going to say this. A lot of these characters felt like they really did not do anything. I'm just going to be honest. I feel like Hiroshi, there was no reason for Hiroshi to be anyone around. The only thing he did was really help to try to get his daughter out of the access. And then same thing with Kanto. Like, the guy did not do crap. All he did was whine the entire time. And then May, the main thing she was good for was the hacking. That's all she did. Everything else, she didn't do anything. She just caused more trouble. And then Kate, I like Kate to a certain degree, but then she became a little whiny as well. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? And honestly, Lee Shaw was my favorite character. He was my favorite character in the entirety of this show. Because his character made sense. There was a lot of growth. And again, the timeline's going between 55 to 82 to here, to here, to here. It really messes you up if you are, first off, not paying attention. If you're not paying attention to this, you're going to be lost. If you really don't remember a lot of the time periods within this franchise, you are going to be lost. I will fully admit that, because there were times in this series where I felt like I couldn't remember something that had happened, or I didn't remember what happened, or I just didn't care. And there was a lot of characters I actually started to not like even more, and there was characters I was beginning to like even less because of the constant, evolution of these different characters. I didn't really start to like May. I didn't really have an issue with May. I thought she was a cool character, but then she became very less dependent to be on. I did not like the only characters, I'll just say this, the only characters I liked was Lee Shaw, Kate to a certain degree. I liked Kimiko, and then that was really it. Will was a pain in the ass. Kentaro was a pain in the ass. May was good to a certain degree. And then Hiroshi, he literally was like trying to find Where's Waldo in the entirety of this freaking series. Was Where's Waldo. Now, the entirety of the best part of the series is when Kimiko and Hiroshi are finally reunited, and then seeing Lee and Kimiko get reunited as well in the episode, finally getting to see them be reunited after so many years being apart, and realizing how much time that she has spent away, because if you are spending a lot of time in there, then you do get a big chunk of your life taken because of time displacement there. But overall, guys, I'm going to try to see if I can watch Season 2 if we are going to be getting to Season 2. Will I think it'll be worth it? I don't know. It's debatable at the end of the day. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. And I'll be seeing you guys, as always, on the next one.